Hey, I'm CARBO Brother, I'm Chris Nelson, president at CARBO. I'm really excited to introduce a new Browning X-Bolt trigger spring kit for your Browning X-Bolt rifle. A fantastic way to increase the performance and accuracy right out of the box. It's a matched trigger for a fraction of the cost, giving you nearly a 50% trigger pull reduction. Really impressive, guys. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the tabletop, put this baby in. Parts and tools needed for this build: the Browning X-Bolt trigger spring kit, 5/32 inch Allen key, 5/64 inch Allen key, blue 242 removable Loctite. If you don't have it, we've got it on the website. Needle nose pliers, a 1/16 inch punch, a 1/8 inch punch, a pick, and as always, guys, make sure you're wearing iPro. Before we go any further, let's check our firearms together, make sure they're clear. Go ahead and remove the magazine. Go ahead and check the chamber. Check the bolt face, check the magazine well. This firearm's clear. Before we get started, let's see what kind of factory trigger pull we're starting with. 4 pounds, 6.4 ounces. Let's take one more to confirm. 4 pounds, 4 ounces. We begin the disassembly by removing the bolt. Go ahead and push on the bolt, stop, release, remove the bolt, set that aside. Turn it upright. Now we're going to remove the front and rear takedown screws. Remember, the front takedown screw is shorter than the rear takedown screw. Go ahead and remove those now. Front takedown screw. Rear takedown screw. You can see the size difference there. Now let's go ahead and remove the trigger guard. Pull it up and out. Now we'll separate the stock from the barrel and receiver. Pull up and out on the stock. Now let's focus on trigger assembly. All right, so now we want to remove the factory trigger sear spring, okay? And you can see how it's captured on that detent in there on the trigger sear itself. So this trigger sear spring is wider than the hole. That makes a problem when trying to remove it. Fortunately, the CARBO spring will drop right in. We designed it so that it'll drop right in, which is fantastic. Now, to get this spring out takes a little bit of a trick, and the trick is take your punch and go into the coils from the side, all right? Now, you're gonna use that leverage, okay? So you're getting high up on the coils, right? High as you can. Now, you're gonna use that leverage to pry it off. So it comes down and through, just like so, all right? Right up and out. Now you are going to tear it up a little bit, but that's not a big deal. We've got an excellent replacement. We're not going to be reusing the factory spring. Just wiggle it right out. You can see it's caught on that last coil in there. This is when you're going to grab your pliers and just pull it the rest of the way out. There we go. So we won't be reusing this factory spring, but this is the only way to get it out, unfortunately, because it is wider than the hole. Now, for the installation of the CARBO spring, it's going to be a breeze. It'll drop right into that hole and locate on that tab on the trigger sear. Now, if for whatever reason you decide, hey, this trigger pull's too light, I want to go back to stock, and you've destroyed your stock spring in the process, you can order these from Browning directly. You can see this is the one that was destroyed here just now, but this is another one that we got from Browning. So we'll do a quick side-by-side comparison. So we've got the stock spring here, we'll set that down. Now let's go ahead and open up the CARBO Browning X-Bolt trigger spring kit and compare them side by side real quick. All right, so there's the CARBO spring there, and here is the Browning factory spring here. So you can see the difference immediately between wire thickness and then even the design and shape too. Let's compare them side by side. You can see the coil difference, way more relaxed here, the CARBO spring, and you can see the springiness difference. So that CARBO spring really flexes, which is great, which is what we want. All right, let's go ahead and put this CARBO spring in, set the stock spring aside. So we'll drop in the CARBO spring right in this threaded hole here, and you see that tab there on the actual trigger sear. So we've got the replacement trigger sear spring that drops right in and locates on the tab. It drops in nicely, just like that. Beautiful. All right. Now grab your set screw and your 5/64 inch Allen key. We're going to go ahead and insert the set screw back into the trigger assembly. But before we do that, grab your blue Loctite, the 242 removable kind, and put a little dab on those threads. We just don't want it to back out while it's firing. Okay, go ahead and insert that now. Now you can adjust a little bit of the trigger pull, just tweak it by adjusting this set screw here. We recommend you leave 2 threads exposed. You can count them right there. 1, 2. That's maybe 2, 2.5 threads. Max. 1, 2. 2 threads exposed. That's what we recommend. Now that we've got the CARBO trigger spring kit installed in our Browning X-bolt, let's go ahead and put our rifles back together. So we'll take our buttstock and our barrel and receiver group, insert that just like so, nice and evenly, press it in, make sure we're good and even. Then take our trigger guard, drop that right in. Now take the shortest bolt and insert that in the front. The longest bolt, insert that into the rear. Tighten them down with your 5/32 inch Allen key. And snug them down. All right, now we'll go ahead and insert the bolt, line up the lugs, then press on the bolt stop release, ride all the way forward. Now that we've got our rifles back together, let's go ahead and do a quick function check. Place the weapon on safe, pull the trigger, nothing, good. Place it on fire, that feels nice. Let's go ahead and measure that trigger pull. All right, now let's see what we got for a trigger pull reduction. 2 pounds, 8.3 ounces. Let's take one more to confirm. 2 pounds, 6.9 ounces. That's fantastic. Well, there you have it, guys. Nearly a 50% trigger pull reduction for your Browning X-bolt rifle. From 4.5 pounds down to 2.5 pounds, unmatched. I mean, that is a significant trigger pull reduction. That feels amazing. Fraction of the cost, it's matched trigger-like performance. You can't beat this. CARBO Brotherhood, thank you for the idea. Thank you for your support. And as always, happy shooting.